Open the App Store on your phone and look at the most powerful word in modern life: free, free game, free video app, free social app, free email, free maps, free photo editor, free notes, free storage, free account, free everything. You tap download, the little circle spins, the app appears on your screen, and it feels like nothing happened. No cash left your wallet, no card was swiped, no one asked you to hand over $1. Maybe you clicked continue with Google. Maybe you clicked allow notifications. Maybe you skipped the privacy policy because nobody reads those. And within seconds, you are inside a product that took thousands of hours to build, running on servers that cost money, made by people who need salaries, backed by companies that want profit, and somehow it cost you $0. That should feel strange, because if the app costs $0, but the company behind it can be worth more than banks, stores, factories, and old businesses that actually sell physical things, then the question is obvious. If you did not pay for the app, who did? And the darker answer is the app was never really free. The price just moved somewhere you could not feel it. To understand how this happened, we have to go backward. Before smartphones, before infinite scroll, before tracking pixels, before notifications learned how to pull your eyes back into a screen. For most of history, attention was local. If someone wanted your attention, they had to stand near you, knock on your door, shout in a market, hang a sign, or print words on paper. Then newspapers learned something powerful. They could charge readers a little, but they could also sell access to the reader's attention. A newspaper was not just selling news, it was selling the crowd that gathered around the news. Then radio did the same thing, then television did the same thing. The show was the bait, the attention was the product, and the advertiser was the real customer. This is the old secret behind free media. People thought they were watching entertainment, but businesses were watching the audience gather. The internet took that old secret and made it sharper. A newspaper ad could guess who saw it. A television ad could estimate who watched it. But the internet could measure. It could see what you clicked, how long you stayed, what you searched, what you ignored, what you almost bought, what made you pause, what made you angry, what made you come back. Suddenly, attention was not just something to sell. Attention became data, and data became memory. Every click became a little mark, like a digital footprint left behind you. At first, this seemed harmless. A website remembering what you liked, a store remembering what you viewed, a platform remembering your login. But then the memory started connecting. One site learned something, another app learned something, a search engine learned something, a social network learned something, a store learned something. And slowly, the internet stopped being a place you visited and became a place that watched you move through it. Then the smartphone made it personal. Before the phone, the internet lived on a desk. You walked away from it. You closed the laptop. You left the room. But the smartphone came with you. It sat beside your bed. It woke you up. It followed you into the bathroom, the car, the store, the restaurant, the gym, the line at the grocery store, and the quiet moments where your brain had nothing to do. This is when free apps became powerful. They were no longer waiting for you to come online. They were living in your pocket, asking to be opened all day. And the phone gave them new senses: location, contacts, photos, camera, microphone, motion, purchases, search history, watch time, scroll speed. The app did not need to ask, "Who are you?" It could watch what you do. That is the second strange thing. Your data is not just your name, your age, or your email. That is the boring part. The valuable part is your pattern: what time you wake up, what you look at when you are lonely, what you buy when you are stressed, what videos make you stay longer than you planned, what topics make you comment, what products follow you from one website to another, what kind of person you are becoming when no one else is around. A free app does not only collect information, it studies behavior, and behavior is more valuable than a profile because behavior can be predicted. If a company knows what you might click tomorrow, it can sell that possibility today. This is where the story gets darker. The app does not have to read your mind. It just has to learn your shape. Imagine a stick figure walking through invisible wet cement. Every tap, pause, swipe, like, skip, search, and purchase leaves a footprint. After enough footprints, the machine does not need to know your soul. It can guess your next step. That guess is what advertisers pay for. Not you exactly, not your name on a list. They pay for the chance to appear at the right moment, when you are tired enough, bored enough, curious enough, insecure enough, excited enough, or ready enough to act. That is the hidden business inside free apps. They turn your moments into opportunities for someone else. And the more moments they collect, the more valuable the app becomes. This is why free apps are designed to feel easy. A hard app loses you, a confusing app loses you, a quiet app loses you, so the app learns to pull. Notifications, red dots, streaks, autoplay, infinite scroll, suggested videos, people you may know, posts you might like, deals ending soon, your memory from this day last year. Someone liked your comment, someone viewed your profile, something happened while you were gone. The message is always different, but the command is the same. Come back, because every return creates another chance to measure you, shape you, and sell access to your attention. This is why your phone can feel less like a tool and more like a tiny casino. Not because every app is gambling, but because many apps borrow the same emotional rhythm. Maybe something good is waiting, maybe a message, maybe a like, maybe a funny video, maybe news, maybe drama, maybe proof that you matter. You pull the screen down and it refreshes. Sometimes nothing happens, sometimes something does, and that uncertainty is powerful. The brain loves a maybe. A maybe keeps people checking, and checking becomes habit, and habit becomes traffic, and traffic becomes money. That is why the free app economy does not only want users, it wants rituals. Open when bored, scroll when tired, check when anxious, tap when lonely, watch when avoiding something. The app becomes attached to a feeling, and once that happens, it does not need to be useful every time. It only needs to be available. Now look at why all the apps start copying each other. One app adds stories, then every app has stories. One app adds short videos, then every app wants short videos. One app adds a feed, then everything has a feed. Shopping apps become entertainment apps. Entertainment apps become shopping apps. Messaging apps become payment apps. Payment apps become social apps. The shapes keep blending because they are all chasing the same thing. More time, more behavior, more signals, more reasons for you to stay inside their walls. A free app is not always trying to be the best tool. Sometimes it is trying to become the room you forget to leave. And this creates a strange version of modern life. You use free maps, but the map learns where you go. You use free email, but the inbox becomes a place for ads, offers, receipts, and tracking. You use free social media, but the feed learns what keeps you emotionally awake. You use free search, but every question becomes a clue. You use free entertainment, but the platform learns how to stretch 1 minute into 1 hour. None of these things feel dangerous by themselves. That is the point. One permission does not feel like a trap. One notification does not feel like control. One ad does not feel like surveillance. One scroll does not feel like a business model. But together, they become a system. A quiet system that sits between your boredom and your behavior. The most disturbing part is that you are not only the product. That phrase is close, but it is too simple. You're also the worker. You create the posts, you upload the photos, you write the comments, you train the recommendation system by clicking and skipping, you tell the app what works by staying and what fails by leaving, you build the culture the app sells ads against, you provide the signals that make the machine smarter. And then the app turns around and calls the whole thing free. That is why the word free is so powerful. It removes suspicion. People question a high price, they compare, they hesitate, they ask if it is worth it. But free slips past the guard. Free feels harmless. Free feels like a gift. Free feels like winning. And because you do not feel money leaving your hand, you do not ask what else is leaving. Your attention leaves. Your quiet leaves. Your boredom leaves. Your privacy leaves. Your ability to choose without being nudged leaves. Little by little, the app becomes part of how you think, what you want, what you fear, what you compare yourself to, what you believe everyone else is doing. So come back to the moment you tap download. The app lands on your phone and says free. But behind that word is a deal. You get the tool. The company gets the trail you leave behind. You get convenience. The company gets behavior. You get entertainment. The company gets time. You get a little hit of connection. The company gets another chance to predict what you will do next. And maybe that trade is worth it sometimes. Maybe the app really does help you. Maybe it saves time, connects you to people, teaches you things, or makes life easier. But it was never free. It was just priced in a currency humans are bad at counting. Minutes. Focus. Habits. Desire. Identity. Future choices. The old world charged coins. The new world charges attention. And attention is dangerous because you only notice the cost after it changes you. That is the real hidden price inside free apps. Not that they take your data once, not that they show you ads, not that they know your favorite shoes or your favorite song. The real price is that they learn the doorway into your mind, and then they sell that doorway to whoever wants to knock. So the next time an app says free, ask the question nobody asks in the moment. Free for who? Because someone is paying. And if it is not the person downloading the app, it might be the person becoming easier to reach, easier to measure, easier to predict, and easier to move.